Well, if it isn't my arch nemesis, Mode Man versus Mana Man. Wow. Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode of Man, and today we've got a juicer for you. Before we get into the deck, make sure to leave a like. The button looks just like this, and it helps out the channel tremendously. I'd greatly appreciate it. But let's go ahead and get into it. We got the Selesnya walkers. So obviously, let's focus on the two main things. Nissa, Ascended, Animist. Big fan of alliteration on the channel here. Completed. Obviously, when this thing comes out to play, it is just game over. These are going to be our win conditions, but let's see. Well, let's start for Nissa, and then we have the Eternal Wanderer. The Nissa is better versus, in my opinion, control decks. It's harder for Nissa. I mean, they have Esper has like, Sheldrick's Edict and stuff like that, and I guess some of them might like get lost, but typically Nissa comes out to play. It's a little hard to deal with because every single turn you generate a token. It's just bigger and bigger and bigger. So you can keep Sunfall, you can depopulate, you can counterspell. If you resolve a Nissa, it's basically like a control mage's worst nightmare, because every single turn you have something, and destroy target artifact or enchantment, you can destroy Virtue of Persistences, you can destroy Leyline Bindings, you can do all these different things. So Nissa is an absolute menace versus control. And then what do we have if we're playing against creature decks? Well, we got the Eternal Wanderer. Obviously, we do run Sunfall, even though it is a little bit conflicting with some of our stuff here. We do run creatures, but if you have to cast Sunfall, it's usually because you're behind anyway, and you just cast this, blow up their board, and you usually take the lead anyway with the late game. So the Eternal Wanderer, we also can do this because the -4 for each player, choose a creature that player controls, and then everything else is sacrificed. So we can kind of clear wide boards, and we also run one creature each usually. So if you run Sunfall, that's fine. It is the best sweeper in the format. Better than Farewell in actually sweeping games, in my opinion. So Sunfall, if you do have to clear your Blossoming Tortoise or Hulking Raptor, not that big of a deal, or the Voice of Gaea, of course, which is just a silver bullet anyway, but the Eternal Wanderer is nice because you actually get to keep one of your little creatures here, which is pretty great. But, I mean, you can see here, we don't have any one-drops, so I am running the Restless Prairie. I also am running 4 Mirrex. Because we do have a Blossoming Tortoise, being able to just ramp up in all your stuff is so wonderful. And Restless Prairie, obviously, we're used to seeing the Blossoming Tortoise with the Restless Cottage. Not this time. We're going for the Restless Prairie, and got the Titan of Industry as well. But I don't know, you might be able to just swap out the Titan of Industry with 2 more Wanderers. Sorry, 2 more walkers, because we're already running 3. But I kind of like the Titan of Industry because in grinding your matchups, you can take the Eternal Wanderer and you can blink it, exile up to 1 target artifact or creature, and then you can return it back into your graveyard with the Titan of Industry. That gives you a lot of different value. So I really like that little kind of combination as well. But as you can see, Glimpse the Core, we're basically skipping our 3-drop. We do have 1 Voice of Gaea, Titania, and that's really nice and everything, but basically we're taking Azusa's Many Journeys, Glimpse the Core, 28 lands by the way, because you do need that for the additional land play, and then we're just looking to skip our turn 3 into the Tortoise or the Raptor into our big Planeswalkers. That's the deck. Consider joining the channel. That would really help me out as a content creator. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not already, and without further ado, let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Cuck? Is that what we're going with? How's it going? How's it going, buddy? I got the Azusa's Many Jerseys. Got a little bit of ramp action. It is a little bit too risky to go in for the Azusa's Many Journeys. I think it's a little bit better to go in for the core if we're not going to have any more land to play. So hopefully I do top deck into a land, because we've got plenty of things to actually play, which we don't, unfortunately. So I'm going to go for Glimpse the Core. We just have to be sure that we can get into our turn 3 Hulking Raptor. That's just going to be the way that it plays out. The Selesnya obviously not great here, so this is actually getting a little bit nerve-wracking. I do have the Hulking Raptor. The built-in ward protection is really, really nice. What I really like about all of like our bigger stuff here is that we do protect ourselves relatively well from spot removal, obviously because the Hulking Raptor. Let's see what they discard here. Selesnya. I hate going against the Selesnya. The only nice thing in here is they can't. It's not like, man, we were running 28 lands too. We have these Azusa's Many Journeys are just wildly awkward. I am actually going to try and go for the Eternal Wanderer. I'm assuming this is going to get countered, but they don't. Oh, wow, it doesn't really.
I think this will be a quick one.
Okay, I don't think I'm going to swing in here because I don't want to get Wandering Emperor. I know they can't pay the ward cost, but this Hulking Raptor is the only thing really keeping us afloat here. Or do I want to? I guess it does have the ward cost.
I brought backup.
But if they get rid of the Hulking Raptor, I guess they can have a board wipe anyway. I guess we ultimately have to, right? Let's do the damage. Yeah, because even if they had the Emperor, they can't pay it. Deluge. I'm assuming like a Sunfall's coming, but as long as we have, if we got the Eternal Wanderer, resolved, I mean, we at least have hope. So black, if we tap this for black, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And nothing? That's interesting. Okay, so they put a stop on my thing here. So Shell's Edict, sacrifice a Planeswalker. That's not that big a deal. That's fine. I mean, we have another one. Restless Prairie, it does come in tapped, but it is land nonetheless, so it's kind of nice. And yeah, I think we'll go for. I mean, I do kind of like Nissa, but I think ultimately I'm gonna lean the Eternal Wanderer again in case they got some sort of dissipate. So again, though, Nissa is the most important thing. Eternal Wanderer is better versus creature decks. Nissa is better versus control. And because we are playing against control, I do kind of prefer to keep my Nissa kind of locked away. Because this is kind of like the finisher. But yeah, especially with like counters and like the Edict. The Edict is definitely the hardest thing to deal with because that's really the only way they have it. So the Wandering Emperor, they're going to be able to go in for the Hulking Raptor.
I've learned much during my
Alright, but they do have to pay the ward cost here. And up to 9. This comes in tapped.
What you get for hurting my people.
So the Restless Prairie, this is a 3/3, and this is a 3/3 with double strike. So I think I just win, right? So this is a 3/3. They're completely tapped out, and this gives me 3/3. This says double strike. I think I just won, yeah. This says double strike, and that is going to be just enough. Let's go ahead and clank him up. GG's. Roroni Wolf, how you doing here? So looking pretty good as long as we have the Restless Prairie. Sometimes you can get a little screwy with the mana sources here, but with the Azusa's Many Journeys, we're going to be able to drop something else. Hopefully we can get one more green source to get into our Hulking Raptor on curve, but time will tell. So Soul Partition, I think it's still going to be an easy Azusa's Many Jerseys if we top deck into a land. Of course, when you're running these type of things here, you need, like, I think you could probably get away with going for 30 land. I'm running 28 right now. I don't know, I mean, because I said, you have to be able to drop Hulking Raptor on turn 3 or else it doesn't work, so we are at risk there. Soul Partition, we thankfully do. Even if we didn't, though, we do have a Soul Partition to kind of slow them down. With the Eternal Wanderer, we don't really worry too much about other things because we can swipe the board with Eternal Wanderer. So let's go drop our Hulking Raptor. And that built-in protection, the built-in protection really just separates itself from the other things, though. Because of the War 2, I know that Catilda kind of gives all their creatures, not Skrelv, but as long as they do this, I'm actually completely okay with them going wide. With ramp type decks, nobody ever expects the de facto board wipe here. So of course the Knight does suck. Unfortunate, but the Convoke Knight is gonna go ahead and do that. But we have the Eternal Wanderer, so we actually don't really care that much. The only thing that is a little bit unfortunate is Azusa's Many Journeys. The way this kind of plays out, we will have to lose one of them. But that's okay. They only have 2 lands, so I think being able to replay this is going to be kind of difficult for them. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and drop the Eternal Wanderer. Hello, Wanderer. And they don't want it. Exquisite Duct Tape. What a name. Exquisite Duct Tape. Well, how you doing here? We're going to go and give you a hello just because you got a cool name, but gotta get lost. Unfortunately, I mean, I do have the Eternal Wanderer, so that's, of course, always very, very nice versus these kind of decks. The only thing I'm worried about is they have a counter. I guess we got 2, and we'll make it work. Valiant Veteran, so that's going to be probably most likely the Get Lost candidate here. But we do have Glimpse the Core, and now I'm looking just to kind of Glimpse the Core. But the only problem is we can just get steamed, like, really, really quickly. Don't love that. But I think we're just going to have to Glimpse the Core. I mean, honestly, like, we could just get stomped over by aggro, but you kind of run into that problem a lot. And unfortunately for the Eternal Wanderer, we do need 2 white, which is kind of is a little scary here, considering that we do have, like, the Restless Prairie. Okay. Fatty Matty James Bond style. So you gotta love that. What I don't love is the double Mirrex here. It's a little awkward because we don't have just like solid green, but we are on the draw as well. Soul Partition. It's a little bit risky here, but I am going to kind of keep it. But yeah, definitely risky. Let's go for the Brushland just because we definitely don't want to waste the Mirrex just because it only gives us the color the turn it comes out. And with the Blossoming Tortoise can get a little bit nerve-wracking. So I don't know what the heck we're playing against. This is kind of interesting. Cabaret Courtyard. I haven't seen these cards be played in a hot second. Forest Mountain Plains. Definitely interesting. Well, let's go ahead and hold up the Soul Partition. If they are playing Boros, you'd think they have something to play that we can kind of just like play. Oh, This is actually not that bad. This is what I love about the Soul Partition. We're just going to go ahead and exile this thing. They're not going to get a whole lot of value out of this thing. Because they do have to play it back for 5, so this is going to slow them down quite a bit. So, and they do tap out for it, which is absolutely wonderful. Alright, let's just drop this. Still nothing doing, which is kind of unfortunate that it goes nighttime. That could end up being the death of us, but I just don't know what we're playing. This seems to be like big Boros. You don't see big Boros a whole lot, so this is definitely interesting. Guess we might as well. There's a chance that we could go for green, but let's just go for Mirrex and just drop the Blossoming Tortoise. We're most likely going to get some land here anyway, so it doesn't really matter here. So let's grab our Restless Prairie. Just not really sure what we got going on here. If we could go grab this, they do gain life off this, which is kind of cool. So nice little deck they got going on here. Of course, you love the Stained Glass Squeeze. Those are nice. They don't discard anything, so that means they have a juicy hand. That means they really like what they got going on in their hand here. So, Quintorius. Okay. No voice lines for Quintorius, which is, I feel, a little bit unfair. We're definitely swinging in with the Tortoise. I mean, I think I just kind of have to. If we go for the Restless Prairie, that would be kind of cool, but we'd have to trade the Spirit thing too. We do have Glimpse the Core Sunfall. The problem is Sunfall is not that great, especially now. So I think we're going to do this. We could just swing on in. Let's do this. Let's do this. So this is a 4/4 because of the Tortoise, and then we do get a bump. And the only problem is we can't really kill it. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I'm still am going to swing into Tortoise. I guess we can play the long game here. Especially if we do ramp up, so, I mean, they're going to have to chump block, which feels pretty good, but ultimately they do get to keep the Quintorius, which feels pretty bad. But maybe we can win the long, grindy game here. So, Glimpse the Core. Yep, we'll go ahead and pay. That's absolutely fine. There's definitely plenty of land here. Alright, I think that was an okay turn. I really wish the Quintorius would have died. Leaving it with 1 is very, very brutal. We do still have the Sunfall, but I don't know what we're really playing against with that, in all honesty. So now we gotta make a decision. We obviously have like Titan of Industry, we got Irencrag, there's a lot of different lines that we can do. Let's go for you. I don't really want a Sunfall though. I don't really want to. I think I kind of just want to go in for another Restless Prairie swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And swinging in is also always nice with the Blossoming Tortoise, so I think I'm just gonna do that. Could go for Titan of Industry. This thing is technically an enchantment, though. We couldn't go for we can't go for Titan and a Restless Prairie swing, but we can kind of set up for it. I think that's going to be what I do here. A 4/4, they can't really comfortably block. Obviously, they could have like a Wandering Emperor, which I'm a little bit nervous about, but we also get more land with the Blossoming Tortoise, so I think we'll just kind of go for this. And I am going to try and play the long run here, which may be a little bit foolish, but I don't know what we're playing against here. So let's see what we want to take. I guess we'll take a Brushland, just kind of deviate our things here. And we still have enough to go for a Mirrex. See if they want to double block, or are they just going to chump block? Or do they... So if they have the Wandering Emperor, man, that'd be kind of nasty. All right. Oh, don't do it to me. If they have the Wandering Emperor and they go wide, okay, so they do. Not the end of the world, though, as we do have the Sunfall, so it's not the end of the world.
Anyone who harms my people must contend with
I must contend with you? Wandering Emperor, my goodness, we do lose that. That's not that big of a deal. We kill you, and we're going to get a Mirrex token here to kind of power up our own Sunfall. But, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Big Boros, what a deck. Gain 1 life, sure. Big Boros. This deck is looking pretty cool though. I can't be. Oh, that's good. I don't have to worry about any counters. Yeah, this is fine. Go as wide as you want. That is completely fine. They're probably not expecting. They're not expecting a Sunfall here. There's definitely no way they are. And more. That's kind of nice. Down to 12 won't really matter. The Selesnya is live now, so that is kind of scary. Another Blossoming Tortoise, but let's just go for the Sunfall. Let's waste absolutely no time. Yeah, let's just do this now. Of course, that's very, very nice. And we're going to go for the Blossoming Tortoise. And we can still incubate. Go for the incubator here with all of our lands. We have a ton of land here. So I guess we'll go ahead for another prairie. We want to get as many of our creature lands down as possible to end the turn. Of course, that Celestis does go off, which is not great. And we're sitting on a Titan of Industry. But a lot of moving parts here. Let's see if they have like this discovery stuff, because this is kind of what they want to do, no? Like the Contorious. We do have only one Restless Prairie, which obviously I'm not in love with. More 3/2s, that's fine. Another 2/2.
Keep watch for intruders.
And a Chandra Hope's Beacon. Okay. Boros Super Friends?
Fire doesn't need a plan.
Chandra, how you doing? How you doing? Deal 3 to me. Okay. Dang, I mean, I have to actually be worried about my life total here too, though. All right, let's go in for the incubator token. Might as well animate this thing, which is kind of nice. Don't really kind of a brutal top deck here with the land, but we still have the Restless Prairie. Some Mirrex tokens here. I think we're just gonna do. Let's just drop the Titan of Industry. But what do I want to do? I think I'm gonna kill the Celestis, and then just create a token. I think that's kind of the best thing to do here. So destroy target artifact or enchantment for sure. Am I worried about my life total? I mean, I kind of am, especially with the Quintorius, but I kind of want a creature on the board too. It's close. I guess we'll kill you and then just gain our life. So with the Restless Prairie, it becomes a 3/3. Am I better off just going for the Mirrex? 1, 2, 3. I can't go for double Mirrex either. So I think we're just going to go in for the Restless Prairie. And I assume they're going to chump block this, and then they can actually block the Restless Prairie. I think we're just going to go in for Emperor, because that actually can remove stuff. So either way, it's not going to look too great. Because the Spirit Token is going to take out the Prairie regardless. And then I would assume they just chump block, so it doesn't really matter what we swing into. And then the Emperor is going to be able to take away the Phyrexian token. The next turn, we have Titan of Industry that we can trample through. If they're running their own Sunfall, I mean, it's pretty much just game over then. So they're going to go ahead for the Discover. Faithful Absence, and unfortunately, we're not going to be able to make use of that right now.
It's gonna get scorching hot.
It is going to get scorching hot, that's for sure. And every single time that, yeah, this is kind of a neat deck though. I kind of like it because this it's going to keep burning us. At this point, yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to have to draw something pretty crazy here. But we do have the Clue tokens. I'm just worried about what they can do on my face. I'm at 12 life, and we're losing the board state, and we're losing the life, so... Restoration of a Ganjo. They might just kind of outvalue us here. I mean, I don't really know what else I can... I need a Planeswalker of some sort. There's not much else we can do here. Trumpeting Carnosaur, some more Quintorius stuff. Get Lost. Well, the Get Lost is not very relevant, so they're just going to go ahead and add that to their hand. And they can kill Planeswalkers with this too. I think it's pretty comfortable to kind of just give it up. This is a really cool deck though. Yeah, with an 8/7, and we do get a Nissa. We do get a Nissa.
Strike hard.
The only problem is like they have to Get Lost in the Nissa. Let's go ahead and let's just see what we can do here. Let's go with the Clue. Still have plenty of mana, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just see, kind of map out if we have any potential. Soul Partition. We could go for the Nissa and go for Soul Partition. Yeah, unfortunately, I just think we're a little bit too far behind. Like, what can we realistically do? Let's create this. Soul Partition. I wish they didn't have this Get Lost, because then we can at least kind of like match them a little bit. I guess we're just gonna have to end the turn. We can block out this. Let's see if they go for Get Lost on the Phyrexian Horror, or are they gonna go for the Nissa? Really cool deck here, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is really cool. We're definitely gonna play it out. I don't think we're gonna make it, but we're gonna play it out, especially because they are running big Boros, and I want to see how this deck plays out. So that's really cool. Shrubbery Carnosaur, again, a little bit too big. Let's see if they go for Fateful Absence. Man, that is pretty brutal. Especially with the Chandra, they get to, like, I just don't think we're going to be able to match the Pates. We could go for Soul Partition, but again, they just have so many resources. I think it's pretty safe to kind of just GG it up. So, good game, Fatty Matty. That's a really cool deck. Anoni, how we doing here? Let's go ahead and keep this. Looks a little bit slow, but as long as we got plenty of land, plus we're on the play, so maybe we can do that. But yeah, I mean, Recruitment Officer on turn 1, a lot of times you can just kind of get steamrolled, and that is pretty brutal. But we do have this Restless Prairie number 2, which can be a little bit awkward. But of course we have the Sunfall, so we aren't worried that much about going wide. And what I love about the Sunfall is there's like, whenever they see like the Blossoming Tortoise, which is exactly what we're going to do here, they never expect that Sunfall. They just never do. So I'm actually, ooh, we got the Mirrex. Gotta be careful here. Sometimes it's not good to go for the Mirrex because you need to kind of fix up your other colors. But I think we can do it for the Mirrex. So we got 2, as long as we have 2 whites, yeah, we're good to go for the Sunfall. Especially with the Blossoming Tortoise, I probably will just attack. Just so that we can get our extra land, and then we go for the Sunfall, and, you know, things are looking pretty good. See, the Knight. The Knight, I always want to try and sweep the board before they go for the Knight with the Convoke creature. That is going to be the biggest thing that we have here. Alright, so Brushland. I think the move here is, honestly, do we want to attack with the Sunfall? Did they miss a land drop as well? I think we are. I think we're just going to attack. I know they're just going to be like, what the heck? Let's get down a Restless Prairie. And they're obviously just going to block here. That's fine. That's fine. Definitely going to go for Sunfall. Let's drop the Restless Prairie because this doesn't affect our move here at all. So let's just go for the Sunfall. Auto pay. I'm absolutely paying that 1 life. It's going to pay dividends for us. We could have waited. Now, we definitely could have waited here. But they also drew into another land, which is kind of unfortunate for us. But we also have this Incubator token. Could go for Nissa and pay 1 less. I think that's going to be the move, and then we can hold up the Incubator token. I think that is probably the move. So let's do this, and we're going to pay 2 life. Yeah, just so that we have enough to go in for the Incubator token. Because what's the difference between 5 loyalty and 6 or 7? Nissa has one of the most menacing voice lines in all of Arena. Okay, gotta love that. So Coppercoat Vanguard, not going to be able to get over our Incubator token, which I'm more than happy to just kind of trade with. Hopefully they do kind of just forget about the Incubator token, but even so, this adversary is not big enough. So let's go for the Incubator token, and now things are starting to look a little bit better. And again, we're just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger every single turn. What's a 7/7?
Fight beside us.
Fight beside us. You heard Nissa. You heard her. So let's go. Let's see what we can do here. Let's go for Blossoming Tortoise. I think we're just going to do this. Get some more lands down. That sounds nice. I'm actually probably thinking Mirrex. We definitely have a lot of different colors that we have. Yeah, and plus we have this Brushland as well. But do we want to go for Brushland or do we want to go for Argoth of Sanctum? This thing has to come in tapped. So let's go for you and then just go for Mirrex. I think that's pretty good. And I'm just going to chill. If they are running white, like how can they realistically get a bigger board than us? Oh, so maybe that. Maybe that is one way they can have a bigger board than us. Okay, I'm perfectly happy to trade here, especially even like going double. But I still don't think they're going to be able to trade with us. This 7/7 can ward off the Adeline just alone. So they're going for it. They're going for it. Okay. Alrighty. That's completely fine with me. Let's go ahead and block you. Trade you. And I guess we can hold off the Tortoise. Sure. Sure. So no damage taken. Their board gets significantly smaller, and I guess we might as well just go for a Mirrex token. Might as well. But they're hanging in there. They are actually kind of hanging in there, but I think they're going to succumb to Nissa Ascended Animist. Big fan of alliteration.
I never fight alone.
Okay. So we can definitely make a bear token. I think that's going to be what we do here. So we go for bear token. We still go for the Hulking Raptor. So let's just do that. I want as many blockers as humanly possible because they can definitely put some damage up on the board. So let's do that. And with the Coppercoat Vanguard, I'm still a little gun shy. I'm not going to swing in with the Tortoise, even though we could get some more land here. I just don't think I want to. And I think we can just kind of sit pretty. As long as we can build up our board and they know it and we just take it. Nissa for the win. Well, 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 if it isn't my arch nemesis, Mode Man versus Mana Man. Wow, okay, well, how's it going here? Let's go ahead and get this on. Got the Restless Prairie, got some Glimpse the Cores, I love the Mirrex though. The Mirrex, especially like later in the game, once you have all this land, I think having the Mirrex out is just, I mean, absolutely wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and just go and glimpse the core, see if we can get into a Hulking Raptor early. But even if we don't have any of our crazy stuff, the Mirrex really can grind out matches versus control. So we got all this land, and they don't really know what to do with it. So that's absolutely wonderful. I think we're just going to go ahead and just drop the Hulking Raptor. The Mirrex can just kind of wait. We're not really ready to go for the Mirrex anyway. And unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot to do with Tovolar. Tovolar, that is interesting. Okay, interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6. So we can go for a full-blown Nissa, and that's exactly what we want to do. We're just looking to ramp up and just churn out our stuff. Hello, Nissa.
I will protect you, Phyrexia, until the invasion begins.
Until the invasion begins. And let's let the invasion begin. I'm not swinging in here because the 3 kind of wards us off here, but just being able to go for an 8-8, a 9-9, a 10-10, I don't know, it feels pretty good. And for their colors, this is Tamir. It does go nighttime, which is kind of unfortunate, but I don't really know if we care that much. In these colors, they can counter, they can do damage, and they can fight, but can they really deal with this Nissa? I don't think so. Like, I just really don't think so. So let's go ahead and make use of the land that we kind of have here. So we only have this for the main phase here. So I guess we'll just do this. I'm not ready to go for the -7. There's no need to do that. Let's do this. Let's not keep them waiting. I guess we will go for the Soul Partition. Let's just do this, I guess. Why not? Let's see if they have the counter spell. They are running blue, so I'd imagine they've got like this or some sort of safekeeping. Yeah, that's fine. I guess we kind of just draw it out. It's whatever. I'm not too worried about that. We are green. We're playing everything at sorcery speed. We don't really care about that. So I guess we can do this. I kind of do want to drop the Restless Prairie, though. I'm not really that worried about that. Let's drop the Restless Prairie instead. And we're not going to be able to go for the Mirrex and the Glimpse the Core. So I guess we'll just go for Glimpse the Core. I'm playing everything at sorcery speed, baby. Do not care. Yep, that's fine. Alright, and we got this 8-8. Let's go ahead and swing in. Do we want to trade the Hulking Raptor? Probably... No, I guess not. We do have 2 Restless Prairies, so there is something to ramp up into. So, they're going to chump like the Tovolar. I mean... Probably not going to do that much good. Oh, this thing is indestructible because the... Oh. Oopsie doopsies, that was a mistake. But we still have a 9-9. Unless they bounce this thing, so they are running blue. They could have like a Fading Hope or something like that. Which they do not. Which that was a big oopsies. I completely forgot safekeeping gives them indestructible. That was a big bounce. It was at least kind of fun. It was satisfying to watch. Alright, can we go for this? I don't really think I want to do that. I just feel like, especially if they've got to play with fire, they do that, and then I don't think it's really necessary to be honest. So I guess we'll go for the Restless Prairie. Can we go for double Restless Prairie? I don't think we can because of the white sources. So we can only just go for 1. So let's just do the Mirrex. Screw it. I'm not going to swing with the Restless Prairie because other creatures you control get +1/+1. So maybe we should have gone for a Brushland to put maximum damage down. So it was actually kind of a slight mistake there. But I don't really care. I still think we're like just so far ahead here, especially in terms of the board state. They can't... Like, what can they really do? They're just going to block here. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we definitely should have been more cognizant of the Brushland, so another safekeeping. Okay, it is what it is. They're still going to have to take 9 here, so if they're... They probably should have blocked the 9-9. So, Mode Man and Mana Man, both the MMs, men, are not playing very well today. So I kind of goofed up on the Brushland. Should have done that for the Restless Prairie. Our strength multiplies. It is like multiplying exponentially. Alright, I'm not getting too excited though. 8-8, 9-9, 10-10, 11-11, 12-12. I mean, that's just the crazy thing about Nissa. It just keeps ramping up and up and up and up. And unfortunately, in these colors, there's just nothing they can do with this massive threat of Nissa.